tell me something. Have you ever felt like not enough? Like whatever you do, you just can't get there, and it just all these expectations. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do. It just everything feels like never enough, right? How do we go from this to peace, to alignment, to centeredness? Because it is possible. It is actually possible with just one question. And I'm sharing this question with you today. So let's dive right in. Such an important question that I have for you guys today. And this question will help you go from this anxiety, this being on the go, 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 and feeling like you're just never living up to the expectations or standards of life or other people. Going from that to peace, to centeredness, to clarity, to that, whether you're a man or a woman, that masculine energy of decisiveness, of purpose. Because it takes that purpose and aligned action and intuition, that which is the feminine energy. And how do we come into wholeness combining the two? So what is that question? What is the question that enables you to come into peace, come back to you? The reason so many of us are trying to accomplish these things and then feel exhausted, feel like it's never enough, is because we don't actually get clear on what we want. And I'm going to get to the question in a moment, but I want you to really think about this. How many times have you relied on other people because you had no idea what you really wanted? Or you were looking at advice of other people because you had no clue. And then you ended up kind of doing things their way, but it didn't really work because it wasn't in alignment with you. And having to, take someone else's advice, and that maybe also didn't work for you. And have you finally just stopped and tuned into, wait a second, who am I? And what do I want to create? A lot of people who come into this space, this personal development, personal growth, spirituality, I've had a lot of clients and friends approach this with a misunderstanding of, okay, that old program doesn't work and I'm letting go of that. And I say, fantastic. What are you replacing it with? They go, what? Well, no, I'm just letting go of what didn't serve me. I'm like, great, that was a persona that didn't serve you. Who do you want to be? This is not the question that I'm sharing with you guys, by the way, today. But it's, where do you want to go? Because until you get clear, nothing will ever be good enough. So that is so important to define and to understand before I ask you the question. When you have defined your values, when you have defined the you who you want to be, whether you're going through a massive transition in your life or everything's great, but just this is important to come back to every year. Maybe on your birthday, it's a great time to do it. I come back to this during the winter and the summer solstices, like, hey, what do I stand for? What do I want to embody? What is the body of work that I want to bring into the world? What is the transformation that I want to create? Until we know what we want, we're going to be lost in other people's standards. And most people don't know what they want. So the question to take you from this chaos, the anxiety, into centeredness is, whose standards are you living up to? If I were to ask you right now, how do you feel? Like from 1 to 10, 1 horrible, 10 amazing. And you were to give me a number, and maybe the number is below an 8. I would ask you, whose standards? Because when we feel anything lower than a 7 or an 8, the odds are we're living up to somebody else's standards. We are putting ourselves in the story of, I gotta perform to be this. Is that even me? Am I living in accordance to my own values or somebody else's? I recently had this in my own life, understanding that I'm trying to keep up with people who are living lives that I've walked away from. Those aren't my standards, but I felt like a failure because, I'm not doing as well as this person. But I don't want to be like that person. And similarly, as we take advice from people who we don't want to be as, we compare ourselves to people whose lives we don't want to live. A while ago, a friend was sharing with me how their target for the day was to relax. to enjoy their day because they felt like they worked so much and it's like, I'm just going to rest today. And their partner comes home after the full day and they're like, God, the house is a mess. Haven't you cleaned anything? And my friend, he goes, nothing's ever good enough for her. And I say, similarly as with boundaries, it's not about what's good enough for them or not. It's not about what people say. It's about whether or not you're letting it affect you. So if you have a button of, oh, I'm not good enough to rest and I should be productive, and someone says, God, this place is a mess, that's going to activate that button within you that was already existing within you. If that button is nowhere to be found, there's nothing to press. And if you're so clear, what are my standards for the day? My standards are to relax because I've been working my butt off, or today is just my rest day. Maybe I don't even need the excuse of, I worked so hard, like I have to deserve that rest. Today I just felt like resting. Today my target for the day is to rest to the best of my abilities. Your day is not measured by how clean something is. Your day is measured by, did you rest to the best of your abilities? What does that look like? And we feel like not enough because, first of all, we're not clearly defining and stating to ourselves. This doesn't necessarily need to be stated to other people, but we don't clearly define what we want. And then when someone says, oh, you're not this, we get lost in that because we're trying to live up to someone else's standards of a good day, a productive day, a good person, a good parent, a good partner. What are your standards of this? This is something that I do with my one-on-one clients all the time. This is why we have these results in a relatively short time, because I don't let it slide. I don't let things like this slide that, what is your target, let's say, for the week? I want to be a good parent today. What does that look like? By whose standards? Or I want to perform well at my work. You can get so lost in that. Is it measurable? So to you on here, by the way, if you want to dive deeper into this work, the link is below and you can get on a free call and see if this is in alignment for you. But the takeaway for you from this video, whose standards are you living up to? And I guarantee you that if there is anxiety, if there is a feeling of not enoughness, is because you're not here with you. Because you're trying to fit into someone else's box. So coming back to you, let us end this by taking a deep inhale into the belly, into the chest, into the nose, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your facial muscles. Through the mouth. Let's do that again, belly, chest, nose. Communicate, like giving this gift to your nervous system, relaxing, exhaling out through the mouth. You cannot be overthinking and breathing deeply at the same time. So really giving yourself this moment, giving yourself this breath, coming back to you. And from this place, what do I really want? Many blessings. I trust that you found this video useful, and I have a special gift for you down below, free resources to support you in grounding and coming into wholeness. There are two different categories of them. One is the 4 energy realignment practice, and another one is a gift of 3 different practices. The first one being freedom. What does freedom look like? The ultimate freedom experience. What if you release all the personas? What if you release all the masks? What remains? And who are you really? So make sure to grab that gift below.